limo driver pulled into the driveway. Della and Perry smiled at their new home. The yard had been recently done as the landscaper had promised, and the flowers looked lovely and well watered on the front lawn. Della thought about all the boxes and gifts that she and Perry still had to put away. She had written all the thank you cards on the cruise and had mailed them from Hawaii. The limo driver and Perry brought everything but a few light items into the house and upstairs. Perry saw no reason for Della to do anything like carrying luggage up a flight of stairs. The doctor had said that she should not be babied, but there was no reason to have her carry items that weighed more than a few pounds, and the suitcases were very heavy. As Della walked into the kitchen, she was thrilled to see a dozen roses out on the dining room table. Everything had been put away. She looked over the kitchen and saw nothing left for her to do. As she walked through the house, it was apparent that someone had come in while they were gone and finished unpacking everything. She walked into each room and touched the walls, getting the feeling for the house. This was the home where they were to spend the rest of their lives, perhaps. It was a beautiful home with a large yard and a pool and hot tub. There were 4 large bedrooms for them to enjoy with their children, and it was in one of the better neighborhoods of the city. Yes, she liked this house very much. Della went upstairs and looked at the room that soon would be their baby's room. She opened the door and looked in. It was a good-sized room, and she could do much with it. Once she found out the sex of the baby, she would design the room with the help of Perry and Lori. She wanted Perry to be involved with the designing and hoped that he would want to also. Perry came out of the master bedroom to see Della standing at the door of the nursery. He took her in his arms and told her, "Our baby will have everything a child could ever want. This child will be loved by us always." Della turned to her husband, the man that she had chosen to live her life with, and put her head on his shoulder. "I love you very much, and even though this baby is only a little tiny being, he or she is loved. I will do my best to make sure that our child never knows anything but love and caring from us," she told him. They shut the door to the nursery and walked into the master bedroom. There were all of the packages that she and Carla had bought while they were out shopping. Most of the gifts had been shipped back a few days before, but Della had kept the presents for the girls in the office and for her sister Lori and her husband Mike here. There were also presents for all of her bridesmaids and the ushers. She would have to invite them over for some kind of party soon. But that would wait. Della was tired once more, and as she lay her head on the pillow of their bed, she fell into a deep slumber. Perry had gone downstairs to get a drink and bring something up for Della, but when he came upstairs he found her sound asleep. He was glad to see her get some rest. It had been a long day and he did not want her to get too tired. He closed the door and went downstairs to check out some things on the computer. The house was so quiet he couldn't wait for the patter of little feet to fill the halls. When Della woke up, she was a little disoriented, but she soon realized that she was in her home, in her own bedroom, and it felt good. She had loved spending the time on the ship, and she had the best honeymoon that she could have ever wished for, but now she was home. She was going to be calling the doctor on Monday, and she would know for sure her due date soon. She wanted to call Lori and let her know that she and Perry were home and safe. As she climbed down the stairs, she looked for Perry. It was then that she heard him in his study, and she walked around the corner to his room. He was busy at his desk and looked quite content getting back to work himself. He already had a law book out and he was going over it with a fine-tooth comb like he always had. She smiled as she watched him, and when he looked up he smiled. "Hello, beautiful, did you have a good rest?" he asked her. "Yes, I did. Sorry that I fell asleep so soon after we got home. This has been a tiring day for me, but I sure am glad to be home with my new hubby in our new home," she told him as she walked over and gave him a kiss on the top of his head. She started massaging his shoulders, and Perry's heart melted once again. I am getting a little hungry once again. I thought that I would go downstairs and see if I could find something for us to eat that would not take long. Unfortunately, most of the things that are in the refrigerator are frozen. But let me see what I can find. Della told him with a big smile. And off she went to the kitchen. When Della opened the refrigerator, she was surprised to find it fully stocked with most of her and Perry's favorite sandwich meat. There was a large pitcher of lemonade in there too. Lori, she thought to herself. Her sister was so good to her, and she made up her mind that she would give her a call as soon as they had eaten lunch. Della was just finishing with the sandwiches and getting ready to go and let Perry knew that lunch was ready when she felt his arms around her waist. I didn't think that we would have anything in the refrigerator until we did some shopping. Is it my imagination, or did someone stock the refrigerator for us? He asked her as he swayed back and forth with her still in his arms. I think that it must have been Lori. Someone has bought all of the things that I normally get. She knows just what I like to buy and everything. Here is what I like. Let's eat and then I'll give her a call. Della told him. Lori was so glad to hear Della's voice. She had never been away from her sister for so long. So much had happened in the last 7 weeks. And she couldn't wait to share with her what had been going on. We will be glad to come over tomorrow for a large noon meal. I know that you and Perry had a lot to do and you need to settle into your new home, she told her with a bit of a sigh. Della was smiling as she talked to her sister. She loved Lori with all her heart and she had missed her terribly the last few weeks, but she was too tired to have company right now. I missed you and I love you. Give our love to Mike also. Mike had come into the kitchen while Lori was on the phone and smiled at his wife. She was pretty as a picture and had worked hard on their house and also at her sister's. They had painted most of the rooms and had moved their bedroom into Della's old room. He reached over and gave Lori a hug. It will be good to see Della and Perry again. Lori smiled up at her husband and asked him, do I show yet? I want to tell Della and Perry that I am pregnant. I don't want her to just look at me and know. You don't show very much as of yet. You are only 3.5 months pregnant. You probably won't show to everyone for another 2 to 4 weeks. You will be able to surprise her, I am sure. After all, the baby is not due until April, he told her with a smile. The rest of the day at the Mason household was spent fixing things the way they wanted them. Perry brought all the gifts that were going to be given to the people in the office to his car, and he called Paul. Paul Drake had been Perry's best friend for many years now and he had missed talking to him. Paul had been at home and when he saw that the call was from his friend Perry, he answered the call right away. Hey old man, good to hear from you. How was the honeymoon? And how is Della? The honeymoon was wonderful and Della and I are both fine. It has been a long 7 weeks and I just wanted to hear about anything exciting that has happened since we were gone. Perry told his friend. Oh, a lot of things have happened. As a matter of fact, the past couple of months have been rather slow with no Perry Mason to keep me busy. Sue and I would love to see you, Paul told him. We were thinking about inviting people over for tomorrow. It has been a long 7 weeks and we are tired. So today we are just taking it easy here. But it is good to hear your voice, Perry told him. I understand completely. We will call you tomorrow in the afternoon and we can make a good time then. Talk to you later, Paul told him with a smile. That afternoon Della and Perry unpacked from their trip and did their laundry. They had so many things to put away and Della was sure glad that there were no boxes left for them to put away. When she went to check the mail, she found a note from Perry's mother saying that she hoped that they did not mind, but they had taken care of all the boxes in the house. Perry's mother, her mother Lori, and all of the bridesmaids had cleaned the house top to bottom and Della didn't know what to think, but she was going to thank each and every one of them personally. When Perry saw the note from his mother he could not help but laugh. He looked at Della and smiled as he told her, when we were in Hawaii I called a cleaning service to get the house ready as a surprise for you. I was wondering what this note from the cleaning service meant. They said that everything was done within the 2-hour minimum time that they charged. I couldn't believe that they had gotten the house ready in under 2 hours. There were boxes everywhere. This note explains it all, he told her as he kissed her on the cheek. Once more. They both had a good laugh about it and decided to try out their hot tub. Of course their hot tub at the house was not as private as the hot tub had been at the ship. As Della and Perry climbed in she laughed. What is so funny, Mrs. Mason? Perry asked her. Our own home, and we have to be careful that no one sees us in the buff. We need to change the fence so that people cannot see into the hot tub from anywhere but in the pool. Why, you naughty lady. Perry laughed and he kissed her passionately. That night they had a nice meal inside the home and made it to be for the first time in their marriage at the near normal time of 10 o'clock. Della was exhausted and she wanted Perry to come to bed with her. It was to be their first night together in their new home. The next morning they went to the early church service. When the service was over, everyone came over to them and complimented them on how good they looked and how happy they were that they were now married. It was a bit overwhelming, but they knew that everyone who spoke to them wished them well. The Masons managed to get out of church by 10:15 and headed home. Della wanted the dinner to be done as close to 1 as possible. So, as soon as she got home she put the roast in the oven. It would be done just a few minutes after 12. As she prepared the meal, Perry went out to his workshop and thought about making something for the baby. He knew that he was not that good at woodworking, but perhaps he could make the baby something small. He had seen an article on a shop that they were offering at the local tech school for adults. Maybe he could take a course. As he went over his shop he looked up to see his next door neighbors Sandy and Don Berger standing in the garage. He walked over and shook their hands. They had met a few times and Perry was glad that Dr. Berger was to be his neighbor. Congratulations on your marriage. And welcome to the neighborhood, they both wished them. Della came out of the house and came over to meet the neighbors. She knew them both and had liked them when she had met them a few years ago at a charity event. She smiled as she told of their cruise and honeymoon. The four of them chatted for a short while and Della brought Sandy into the house to show her around. Sandy had not been in since they had done it over to some extent. When they came out of the house they were both chatting and laughing. Perry had shown Don the wood shop and he told him how the man who had lived there before him had made many beautiful things there in his workshop. But Don had no idea about the woodworking himself. He thought that it was a good idea that Perry take the class over at the tech school. Della went back in after her neighbors left and went to work on making dinner. Lori and Mike would be there in a half an hour and she wanted to have the dinner almost ready. Perry came in and helped her set the table and place the flowers back in the middle. The dinnerware that he and Della had picked out had never been eaten on and it was very nice. He liked the pattern and as he finished setting the table he liked what he saw. True to their words, Lori and Mike arrived just a little past noon. Della and Lori hugged and laughed as they talked non-stop for the next few minutes about anything and everything. Lori went right to work helping her sister with the dinner. Perry and Mike shook hands and talked together themselves. The mood was a very happy one and it was quite apparent that they had missed each other. Della and Perry had the gifts that they had bought their sister and brother-in-law and they opened the gifts with glee. OMG guys, thank you. Lori cried out and just felt the necklace. Mike was happy with the cufflinks and then they both had gotten chocolates. When Mike saw the cigars he smiled. That is one of the things that have changed in my life. I am doing my best to try and quit smoking. It has been a real uphill battle, but it has been 6 weeks today. You can take the cigars, Perry. Perry smiled at his friend. He too had quit smoking. I can't, for I quit smoking 2 weeks ago tomorrow. Wow, that is great. Both of you quit smoking. Wow. I know it is hard, but you will feel better soon. Lori told them with a smile. But actually, Mike had a reason to quit smoking. We have a surprise, and with that she pulled out a package. Della looked at Perry, and the two of them opened the package. In the package there was a photo. It was a baby. Lori was pregnant. Della felt the tears welling up in her eyes as she saw the picture of the little baby Platt. She grabbed her sister and hugged her, and then turned and hugged Mike. This is the best news that I could get. When is the baby due? Della asked. We are expecting the baby to arrive on or around April 12th. We can't wait. When you got married we suspected, but we didn't want to spoil your wedding, so we didn't take the test until the day after the wedding. The doctor says everything is good. I no longer drink any alcohol, and Mike doesn't smoke. Della looked at Perry and smiled. We have something to tell you too. It seems that your little baby is going to have company, a little cousin to play with. We are expecting a baby too. They think the baby is due sometime around May 21 st. Della smiled at her sister, and the four of them just were so excited. 2 babies were on their way in just 7 months. Wow. When dinner was done they all went into the family room to enjoy the afternoon. Perry called his friend Paul and asked for Sue and Paul to come over and bring Paul Jr. with them. The yard was huge and he could have lots of fun there. Later on that afternoon the 6 of them sat outside and enjoyed the sun and the weather. When everyone told Paul and Sue about the babies that were on the way, the 2 of them were very excited. Paul cleared his throat and smiled at his wife. Sue turned to them and told them, well, Paul and I have some news of our own. We have been trying to have a baby for over a year. But because of my 2 miscarriages we have waited to announce our pregnancy this time. We are going to have a baby in March. We are having a little girl. Sue told them with a smile, and with that they all hugged and laughed, and what a celebration that day. They were all tired when the day ended, and Della wanted to get her clothes out for work the next day. She was sure that there would be many visitors that day there to see Perry and her after their honeymoon, so she wanted to look good. Also, they were going to be giving out the small presents that they had bought everyone, and she knew that there would a lot of work for them. The next morning they got up early and got ready for their first day of work in almost 2 months. As they left the house and approached the familiar building where the office was located, it looked very good to them. As they parked their car the 2 of them headed up to the office arm in arm. When they came in they were carrying all of the packages and the bonus check that Perry had written them all for the extra work that they had done. Everyone was excited and happy to see their friends and bosses. It was quite loud in the office that morning. When they opened their bonus checks they were extremely thankful. Gertie was getting married soon and she could use the money. But no one was wealthy, and $500 was a nice bonus to receive. When Ken came into the office that morning he had been very busy himself. He had kept the office going for the past 2 months and had discovered that he was a capable attorney. When he had been asked to take over the office for the 7 weeks that Perry and Della would be gone, he had been nervous. Whenever he had a question he had gone to Perry, but it had been just a lack of confidence. As Perry had told him, he had handled 90% of the work and Perry did not have that much extra left to do that had not been taken care of in his absence. Of course, many of his clients had waited to make an appointment with him for when he came back. They had just used Ken for minor things and emergencies. He had been to the police station several times during the last 7 weeks but had taken care of everyone but one case that was due in court on Wednesday. Ken and Perry went over all of his work that morning and Della spent the morning catching up on her work. There was a lot of filing to do and she felt good to get back into the swing of things. She called the doctor's office and was referred to another doctor who was able to see her on Thursday morning at 9. They wanted her to bring with her all the information and her husband was encouraged to come. When she came into Perry's office, she was pleased to see him at his desk once again working hard and going over everything with Ken. She had not told anyone about the pregnancy at the office yet and she did not want to say anything in front of Ken. She wanted to wait until they saw the doctor and everything was verified, but she was excited. Perry looked up and saw Della's face and excused himself from Ken for a moment. He knew by the look on her face that she had something that she wanted to tell him but didn't want to say it in front of Ken. They had not said anything to anyone at the office, so he thought that it might have something to do with the baby. He was very happy to hear that they would be going to the doctor's on Thursday and that when they left the office they would have the answers to their many questions. Perry went to the courthouse later on that morning and stayed away until just about 1. He called Della and told her that if she got hungry to make sure that she went out and got something to eat. But she told him that she would wait for him to get back, that she wasn't that hungry yet. Her morning sickness was still pretty bad in the morning. Perhaps the doctor could give her an idea on how she could ease the sickness. When Perry came back he took Della to their favorite little place and they took their seats at the table. The owner came right over and congratulated them on their wedding and told them how much he had missed seeing them in the last couple of months. Della ordered a tossed salad with grilled chicken and Perry ordered himself a ham and cheese and a cup of tomato soup. They enjoyed coming back to their regular places and the food tasted very good to them. Usually by a little afternoon Della felt a little better, so actually having lunch at 1 o'clock was perfect for her. The rest of the day was just a busy day at the office as the two newlyweds caught up on all of the work. There were many clients who had waited for them to come back to make appointments with Perry himself. They went back to their home that night at 6 o'clock. When they got home Della got dinner going and that night they both enjoyed steak with roasted potatoes and corn on the cob. The dinner tasted good. It was their real first dinner in their home after work by themselves. They sat at the kitchen table and smiled at each other. It was nice spending time in their own home and not knowing that Perry was going to be leaving to go home soon. Also, if someone caught them in the throes of their love they did not have to be embarrassed. Besides, now they had the family room and that was in the back of the house. They would have plenty of warning. Perry laughed to himself as they sat down in the family room to watch some television and relax. Della brought in a lemonade and put out the coaster for the coffee table. She was still having a problem with coffee and could not stand to smell it at all. When she had come into the office and smelled the brewing coffee she barely kept everything down. Perry had insisted that she eat a little something for breakfast and it was still hard sometimes. The breakfast was the worst meal. The next day was spent getting ready for court and going over the case. Ken had been handling the case but the client wanted Perry to handle the case in court. So both of them would appear along with Della. The client had been charged with forgery and Ken had hired a handwriting expert who was going to testify that the signature on a check was the person's. The family had claimed that their client had taken the money illegally when he had known that his boss was too sick to be of the right mind to write the check, and that he had forged his signature. Unfortunately, the man who wrote the check had passed on and the family had insisted that their client be charged with forgery. As the day went by, Perry spoke in length with the young man and took many notes. "Don't worry. Everything will work out all right. I know that you are innocent and will make sure that you have all charges dropped," Perry had promised him. Della filled out all the necessary forms and Perry signed them all, and with a little luck they were out of the office that night at 7. Perry looked at his watch and knew that dinner was going to be very late if they went home. "Let's go out and have a spaghetti dinner tonight, Hon. You are very pale and it is too late for us to cook dinner," he told her as he kissed her on the top of her head. Della had not wanted to tell him that she wasn't feeling well most of the afternoon. She hoped that the sickness wasn't going to be an all-day thing now. But it could be the nerves of knowing that she was going to the doctor's on Thursday and the new house and their new life, or she just ate something that the baby didn't like. She smiled at him and said, "You are right, it is very late for me to go and begin supper. By the time it was done it would be 8:30. Spaghetti sounds good to me." And with that the two newlyweds left the office once more arm in arm. The next day was court and Della and Perry arrived just before 9. The trial went on and at 5 the judge ended it for the day. Perry had hoped that the trial would be over that day, but it was not meant to be. He asked the judge to please allow the trial to not start until the afternoon tomorrow because of previously made appointments, and the judge so ordered. He and Della breathed a sigh of relief. They did not want to have to cancel their appointment at the doctor's for tomorrow morning. Ken and the client were surprised to hear the request but said nothing. Ken had noticed that Perry and Della were talking between themselves. He was wondering what was going on, but he knew that he would be told eventually, so he left the courtroom for home with a smile on his face. Thursday morning finally came and Della took a sample of her morning urine for the doctor as they had requested. She couldn't wait to find out when the baby was coming for sure, and Lori had told her that they might hear the heartbeat too. She got dressed as she would for work and looked at herself in the mirror. No, she did not look pregnant yet, but she would soon. After Sue had told them that she was pregnant, Della noticed the little bump that was growing, and she was only about 10 weeks further along than she was. Perry got up humming to himself. This was the big day. He was excited about going to the doctor's and making sure that everything was all right with the pregnancy. He had made it 17 days without a smoke and he was starting to feel a little better. If quitting made it better for the baby and Della, it had been all worth it. As they went into the doctor's office, they were let into a small room where Della got into a backless nightie and got up on the table. A nurse came in and had Della lie down on the examination table. The nurse put a little gel on her stomach and then pressed down with a small device. A few moments later you could hear a sound that sounded almost like a washing machine. It was loud and clear, and the nurse shook her head. Yes, it was a baby. Della thought that she was going to cry. She definitely was pregnant. She looked over at Perry, who had taken her hand and was wiping the tears from his eyes with the other hand. The nurse asked a couple of questions and then told them the due date that Carla had given them. They could expect to have the baby on or around May 21st. They were both so excited, and when the doctor came in and gave her an examination, he verified the same thing. Della was put on some vitamins and sent to the lab for some lab work and then sent down for an ultrasound. She laid back down on another table and watched as the technician put some more gel on her stomach. And watched as the view of her stomach appeared on the screen. There it was, a little thing with a funny shaped head, but you could see the fingers. The technician showed them everything and they watched with delight. When they were finished, they were given two pictures of their baby and a promise that everything looked fine. They were both on cloud nine as they headed to get something to eat before court. This called for a special meal at Cavanaugh's for the two of them tonight, along with 5 dozen roses for Della. Perry could not wait to tell his parents and Dave. He knew that Della was waiting until she went to the doctor's to tell her parents too. Now that they knew that she was about 6.5 weeks along and that the baby would be there in May, it was time to let the grandparents to be know. Court seemed like a blur to Della that afternoon, but as usual the client was found innocent of the charge and it was time for another celebration at the office. He had been innocent and would be going home a free man. As for Della and Perry left the courthouse to get dressed for their evening out. They held each other's hands. Dinner at Kavanagh's was always a treat, and they both dressed up for the evening. Once again Della noticed that her dress was starting to get a little tighter. She had always had her clothes tailored, and now some of them were going to be needed to be let out. Her dressmaker would know soon that there was a baby Mason on the way, and she was proud of it. Dinner was delightful, and the two lovers danced most of the dances. Perry had them seated next to the outside window, and they watched the city from there. Finally, after 9, they left for home. Tomorrow was going to be another busy day at the office.